Hey, today we're building a house in The Sims 4, but every room is a different color. We're doing a classic challenge today, keeping it simple, but basically we'll spin a wheel, it's gonna give us a random color, and that's what color our room is gonna have to be. I also have a little bit of a new technique that will hopefully give a better quality video for you guys, but without further ado, enjoy today's video. Alright, so here's our house that we're going to be building with. I'm lazy and I'm just going to be using someone else's house that they've already built. This house is actually built by Vixella, and she used this house for, I think you can see it up in the corner still. Every room was like a different Halloween movie. So I'm going to be using her house today. Alright, so here's how we're looking inside. We've got an entryway, a bathroom, a living room, dining room, kitchen, and she used this as like an office, and there's also a back door, so that's probably what we'll do still. And upstairs, we've got a weird, oddly shaped bathroom, a hallway, a small bedroom, a larger bedroom, and an ensuite bathroom to the big bedroom. I think I'm gonna spin the wheel for some color on the outside. So for the outside of the house, we are going to be doing green. Okay. All right, so we are going to sort by the color green, and let's look at the siding that we have. So I think I'm gonna leave all of the windows on the house white, just because since all the rooms are gonna be a different color on the inside, I don't want it to throw off the colors of each of the rooms inside. But I will, I think, change the door here to maybe this color. I'm really not gonna do a ton to the outside, I don't think. We need a roof though. Okay, you know, could totally look worse. We do also have this like metal roof, which I don't think looks awful. That one isn't terrible. Let's just go with that. Let's go with a dark green. I think that's all I might do on the outside. I'm gonna leave everything else pretty much the same. I just wanted a color for the outside. Let's move inside. Also, I think it's time for the hair to go up. There is no AC in this room, and it is in fact starting to get warm outside, so I'm dying. But, you know, in honor of the Tortured Poets department being out for 1 year, clearly I'm wearing my sweater, but my hair will be out of my way. All right, let's resume with this entryway down here, which is going to be in the color blue. So I've seen some people do this 2 different ways, where they either make the floors all the same and then everything else will be a different color, or they just go all out. And I think we're gonna go all out. So we're gonna, you know, choose between all of the floors that we have, the wallpaper that we have, and obviously every other like item that we have. I might just stick with wood maybe, or we could go like super fancy and use this flooring. You know what, why not? Let's go fancy for the entryway. For wallpaper, I'm thinking maybe this like dark blue. I feel like that kind of goes with the floor really well. We also need to change the stairs. I'm thinking maybe these dark ones. Let's see what other railings we have. I think we might just go with this one. It seems to match the stairs pretty well. I'm thinking maybe we can add like a little love seat in this corner over here. Stop. These ones are so cute. They're from the new Businesses and Hobbies pack. Oh, I feel like this shade of blue just does not match though. Maybe we do more of a lighter color. I like this one. I think maybe a table over in this corner. We don't really have room for a huge accent table here, but we could do like this cute little one with some plants in it. We have these super cute shelves here with like a bag and a little like jacket hanging off of them. I'm gonna try and just like squeeze one right over here. We don't really have much more floor space, so I think maybe just a rug, and then we'll do stuff on the walls. This circle rug over here. I think maybe a mirror on the wall here to check yourself out as you walk out the door. These are so cute. I think maybe one of these paintings over on this wall. We can maybe do something like this on here. Let's just size down this little tapestry, and we can put that behind the couch. And here is our blue colored entryway. I think she's pretty cute. Moving on to the living room here, where we will be doing the color green again, but this time for like an actual room, not the outside. All right, so for the flooring here in the living room, I'm sort of at a dilemma. We do have this wood, which I think could work, or we could go a little funky crazy and do this carpet, which I also love. And I think I'm gonna step out of my comfort zone and we're gonna do the carpet and see if we can make this work. For the wall, I'm gonna do these green kind of flower pattern wallpaper situation. What did I just say there? I think I might go with this like mint couch. Ooh, actually, I think I like this one better. We do have some matching chairs that we can put in here. Now, do we have a TV? Oh, okay. We have this penguin TV. So I guess we'll throw at least this in here as a little TV stand. We'll give them the penguin TV. Maybe we can just put this painting on the wall and we'll pretend that it's a picture frame TV. Maybe we can throw this rug in here, and let's get some curtains in here. I do love these ones. And let's throw maybe some stuff on the wall and in the corner over here. Let's do this on the wall. Do the cottage living plant, and maybe we can throw one of these cross stitch boxes over here as a little activity to do. We move these chairs over just a little bit. Maybe we can just throw a light over here in the corner. And I think that is our green living room. All right, let's do this little bathroom right here, which is going to be gray. Good color for a bathroom. So for the flooring, this is almost black. It's a very dark gray. And I almost want to do the moon for the wallpaper. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the moons. And then this is just a half bathroom. So we're gonna do maybe just a sink on this side and a toilet over here. We could probably scoot the toilet over a little bit and then put maybe a shelf over here. Something like one of these. Do some extra storage above the toilet, and then a mirror above the sink. Maybe throw our broom and dustpan in the corner. And for a little pop of color, some of these leaf paintings up here. And finally, some toilet paper. And here is our all gray bathroom. And next we have the kitchen, which will be gray again. I think I want to try and avoid repeats, so we're gonna spin again. Yellow. Ooh, a yellow kitchen. Okay, so our flooring options for the kitchen are a little scary. We could do something like this. It's probably our best option for the kitchen. It's almost like a really fancy. So I think I might stick with this for the kitchen floor. As for the walls, this was kind of immediately what I thought of with the yellow swatch. But with the floor, that's kind of crazy. I feel like I'm in some like crazy fun house. It's way too matchy-matchy. So I think just like a plain pale yellow is gonna be our go-to for the kitchen. As for countertops, we really don't have a super pale yellow. I guess this one is kind of the closest. Maybe we'll go with these cottage living countertops. And I think I'm just going to line this wall just like that. And then I'm going to put an island here in the middle, something like that. We might need to scoot it in a little bit so that way we can fit bar stools on this side and also be able to walk through here. We've got a yellow fridge. We do have a yellow stove. I think maybe here would look good. I was gonna put the sink in front of the window, but I don't like how the stove looks anywhere else. So I think we'll do a sink in the center of the island. Something like that. Ooh, there is this black sink. Ooh, let's maybe do that one. Add some dark colors in here, break up the yellow a little bit. I did not think about doing upper cabinets, and honestly, I think I might skip out on the upper cabinets. I'm just not a fan of the matching upper cabinets that go with cottage living, at least when you're trying to, you know, cover a wall with them, because I just hate that it's the same items over and over and over again. I need cabinets like this where they're closed and you can't tell that everything is the exact same for every single one. You know what I mean? We do have these curtains that are technically a yellow swatch because of the flowers, and I think I'm gonna use them. Add a little extra color into the room. We can do these aprons over here, and I suppose we'll throw this bottle rack on the wall. I'm gonna do a microwave over here in this corner, and then we'll do a little coffee pot. And I did almost forget about the trash can. We'll tuck her in this corner. Maybe we scoot trash can over a little bit, and then we can tuck a little plant over here. Also, almost forgot about bar stools. And we could do just some paintings on this wall. We'll throw these flowers over here. And I think that's gonna be it for our kitchen. I didn't add a ton of clutter to the counters. I wanted to keep most of it open. I think that's it for the kitchen. And moving on to our next room, the dining room, which is going to be Purple, okay. Okay, so I fear these are the only purple floor swatches that I have. So we're either going super dark, looks like a giraffe print, or we could go with the fluffy carpet. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. And I think maybe this like pastel purple for the walls. Somewhat terrified to see what tables we have. Okay, yeah, not great. We do have a fairly large room here. Honestly, I think maybe this is gonna be our best table. Do I just do the matching chairs? Why not? Why not? Now we do have this purple hutch that I'm going to squeeze over here. We could move the table over just a little bit maybe, or we could turn it. And we do have a purple couch that fits perfectly in these windows. Not in love with the shade of purple that they are, but I'm gonna do that. I guess we'll go with these curtains. I'm gonna throw a plant in this corner. And honestly, I never wanna look at this room again. So I think that's all I'm gonna do for this room. All right, and now for our final room downstairs, that's gonna be kind of like an office back door area. In the color, yellow again. I at least just don't want the same color on the same floor. So since the kitchen's yellow, we're gonna spin again. Blue, spin. Orange, all right. So orange office. So this is all of the orange flooring that we have. I think we'll do this flooring. We'll test ourselves, step out of our comfort zone, see if we can work with this floor, and probably just this plain wallpaper. So I think we're just gonna do a desk right here. Maybe we'll just do this chair. And we need a computer, obviously. And since this is kind of like a study office area, we're gonna add a giant bookshelf. And also since this is kind of a back door exit, I'm gonna add this bag over here in case you need to throw something on it before you go outside or you're coming in. I was really hoping we had some shoes that were considered an orange swatch, but we don't. So I guess we'll just throw this little activity cart in the corner, and we'll throw these random flowers over here. Maybe a giant lighthouse painting for inspiration. And that is gonna be our office slash exit back door area. All right, moving upstairs, we're gonna do this little hallway up here in the color orange again. All right, we'll do orange. I just don't want any repeats on the same level, so we will do another orange room right here. So I think I'm gonna switch it up and we're gonna do this wood flooring. And honestly, I'm not hating this wallpaper. The wood is clearly a different color, but I feel like they complement each other kind of well. So I think I'm gonna do this wallpaper up here. And I think because we have this giant window here, we're gonna add a telescope over here, so you can look outside. And maybe we'll just throw a little chair up here. Oh, that's bright. Let's maybe do this chair instead. We're keeping it classy up here. Maybe this fancy portrait on this wall. And maybe we just do this rug. Not in love with it, but it'll work. And we don't really have room for much else, but we could maybe add these like starlights. And I think that is gonna be our orange hallway. Moving on to our first bedroom upstairs. This is the smaller one. Maybe we'll do a kid's room. We'll see what our options are depending on the color that we have, which the color is going to be gray. Ooh, so fun. Okay, so I think I might go with this gray wood flooring. And I know I used this wallpaper downstairs in the bathroom, and technically this is a gray swatch, even though that definitely gives purple. But do I do it? Or we could do this darker one again, which also works. We'll go, you know what, we'll go with this one because it is a gray color. All right, and we do have some kids items that are gray. This is just gonna be a very sad kids room. Maybe we do one of these like fancy little like kids beds. And let's throw in a little bookshelf here. We do have this cute little like koala chair, and maybe we can do this space rug because it does have a little color. It goes with our moon wallpaper. And we could put this big castle over here, and I think we'll just do these curtains, maybe a backpack, and then we could add just like a little basic lamp over here by the bed. And you know what, we'll add a little moon over here in the corner. I think that's gonna be our sad gray kids room. Moving on to our kind of oddly shaped bathroom up here in the color Yellow, okay. A yellow bathroom. I hope we have a yellow toilet. So for flooring, this is kind of the only really yellow bathroom tile flooring kind of thing that we have, so we'll go with that. And for the wallpaper, it is very clearly a yellow room. Okay, so we do in fact have yellow, everything we need for a bathroom. Thank you. Toilet, we're just gonna put over here. Maybe we'll do the shower here. Do this sink over here under the window. And we do have some yellow bathtubs, but I don't think there's any really good place to put them. That's kind of blocking the way to the toilet. So I think maybe just no bathtub. But we do have a yellow washer and dryer that we could throw over here in the corner. That's plenty of room to get in the door still. And we could use these super bright curtains in here. Move the shower out just a little bit so it doesn't clip. I know it's not very practical, you know, having the curtain go behind the shower, but it's The Sims. And we could throw this above the toilet, a broom and dustpan maybe over here on this corner, and some toilet paper. And we'll just do a fun little painting over here. Bathrobe, small curtain up here, and finally this rug in here. And I think that's it for our yellow bathroom. All right, let's move on to the ensuite bathroom that goes with the bigger bedroom, which is going to be the color I love pink. All right, so flooring, do we go tile like this, or do we go full on girl boss cute fancy bathroom? I think we'll just keep it simple for now. For wallpaper, I think I just want to keep it plain. Toilet over here, and you know I'm putting bathtub right there. I'm even gonna move this window over and center it, and we could technically maybe move toilet here, throw in a shower. And I really wanted to do this thing that I love to do with bathroom counters and do something like, what did I do? I have not saved. I pushed a button on my keyboard. I don't know what I pushed. I hope that saved. I think we just went to manage worlds. Thank you. It saved. Anyways, like I was saying, I love doing this where I put a countertop and then two end pieces. This is the only pink countertop we have that isn't super ugly color-wise, and it's dirty and it doesn't match each side. So I think we might just have to go with this sink and put the toilet on this side to give, I guess that really made absolutely no difference. I was gonna say to give more space around the bathtub, but that's literally just the same thing on the opposite side. We'll do these cute curtains, and we'll do a plant over in the corner here, maybe even some more plants over here. For the bathroom mirror, I think I'm gonna do the cloud mirror, and then I'm gonna throw this on the floor over here, kind of like a little tray for when you're taking a bath. You got a little mug of tea and a book. That bath would be amazing. And we can do maybe some storage over here, maybe a shelf with towels, and of course a robe. And finally we'll just do this little rug. That is our full pink bathroom. I love her. And moving on to our final room, the master bedroom, in the color green. Okay, so for the flooring in this room, I think I might do the same thing we did downstairs and do this carpet. I almost want to do a dark green now. And shut up. I have used this wallpaper 3 times now in this house, and I don't even care. But now I hate the flooring. I think we're gonna do this. Obviously, I'm gonna put these up for our curtains. So I think I'm gonna go with this dark green bed. A couple of these for some side tables. We're gonna do these moon lights. Do these star lights up on this wall above the bed. This dresser. And there is almost like the perfect space right here for maybe a bookshelf. Little mushroom stool. This chair over here. Floor lamp over here so you can see while you're reading. And then let's do this rug under the bed. Something like this over here. And finally, over on this wall, throw up some of these flowers. And I think that's gonna be our finished bedroom here. All right, so here's our finished house. This is the upstairs. Here we have the downstairs. Honestly, I'm not mad with how a lot of these rooms turned out. Some of them are a little iffy, but I don't hate it. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching today's video. And if you liked it, please make sure to subscribe and give it a thumbs up because I don't ask very often. Help a girl out. And also if you have any other suggestions on challenges, video ideas, anything like that, please leave a comment down below. And that's all I have for you today. So hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye.